Hello everyone, myself Dr. Dulav K. Kataria and I welcome you all. And in this video we'll be talking about 5 points, stomach 26, 27, 28, 29 and 30. And before starting this video, I request all of you to please share this video as much as possible for the benefit of the therapy and the therapist. So let's start the video. So starting with so these points are basically located on the lower abdomen. So these will be influencing the organs in the lower abdomen like urinary bladder, uterus. Some points will be influencing the intestine as well. So let's see how to locate them. Now to locate them it's very easy. You have to reach the navel and then you go just one chin down and two chin laterally. Okay, so you will reach ST26. Similarly, you go one chin down and you will be reaching 27, 28, 29 and 30. Let's start with the first point, stomach 26. So stomach 26 is known as veiling, meaning outer mound. So this mound in China, people they bury the dead ones and they can make a mound. So here the rectus abdominis muscle which lie in this region, so it resembles a mound. And the other meaning is ki the mound is related to earth and earth is related to stomach and spleen, and hence the name. So one thing more I would like to tell you that all the points in the lower abdomen, they all move the chi, they try to move the blood, all of them. So similarly this point is also not a very special point, but for the local problems near the navel, below the navel, if you feel some kind of abdominal pain is there, or there is some distension, or there is dysmenorrhea due to chi stagnation and the pain is reaching till the navel, then you can use this point over here. Now the next point is stomach 27 and known as Daju, meaning the great. So why it's known as great? Because it lies in the greatest part of the lower abdomen. You try to palpate it, you will come to know why it is known as great. So, and hence it is used for the distension and the swelling in the lower abdomen, especially in the lateral part of the lower abdomen. Okay, so this point has a primary function of resolving the dampness from the lower abdomen, and it also promotes the urination, so that through the urine the dampness goes out. So hence are the indications like difficult urination, retention of urine and so on. So anything related to urine, if there is some excess patterns of bladder are there, okay, so there you can use this point. The other is benefits. It benefits kidney and it forms the essence. So in this part the kidney is benefited, mainly the reproductive functions are there. So it's like premature ejaculation, seminal emission, nocturnal emission and irregular menses. So if somebody has a weak essence, you can also tonify this point along with CD4. So let's go to the point number stomach 28, known as Sui Dao, and meaning water passage. So from the name itself you can understand this this point has a significant role as far as the body fluids passages or metabolism is concerned. So it opens the water passages of the lower abdomen and stimulates excretion. So it does the function similar to the last one, and hence used the indications are similar. And it also moves the chi and blood in the lower burna. So if there are fibroids, chi and fibroids in the uterus, or there is some chi stagnation masses which are like moving here and there, today some place and the other day some place, those kind of nodes, they just come and go. Those kind of nodes, they are basically due to chi stagnation. So those nodes can also be treated through this. And dysmenorrhea, if it is due to chi stagnation or blood stagnation. And infertility is also indicated, and especially it has a wonderful results if the infertility is due to damp phlegm. Okay. So again, this point has a role in the water passages, the phlegm metabolism, and so on. all of the stomach points are mainly used in the excess patterns, okay, not in the deficiency pattern. The next indication is in the lumbar pain. Why? Because the stomach sinew channel pass through the lower limbs and goes to the spine as well. One branch it goes to the spine, and hence it is indicated. The other principle which can be seen is the front treat the back. So that principle is also applied in this point. So the next point is stomach 29, known as Guilai, and which means return. So return here means that it has the ability to restore the uterus and genitals to the normal. So basically, as you can see, the location of this point itself is near the ovaries and the uterus, and that is why the main function of this point is regarding these functions, as we are going to discuss. That the primary function is to warm the lower abdomen. So in the abdomen there is uterus and the genitals nearby. So if there is some issue due to cold, due to chi or blood stagnation, and they are giving rise to some conditions like leukorrhea, infertility, impotence, amyloid emission, pain of the genitals, retraction of the testicles, any problem in the genitals in case of both men and women, along with some problem in the uterus and the menses due to cold or due to the stagnation, this point can be chosen. Now let's have a look at what kind of cold conditions we are talking about. So cold can be either due to excess of the condition, excess, or due to the deficiency. Deficiency is like kidney yang deficiency. Then it is also indicated, but it's a much better point if it is used for the excess condition. As we have already seen, the rest of the stomach points are also, they are functioning better on the excess conditions. So what could be the excess conditions? Suppose if the external cold enters the body, so there are three organs which can in which directly the cold can enter the body. The one is stomach, the other is intestine, the third is the uterus. So in this case, if it without directly means that without entering through the lung, they are getting directly into the body. So there will be no symptoms of chilliness, fever, and so on. So directly the cold is entering the body, and that can happen if it is very chilly out, or the patient is not wearing a proper clothing, or they are sitting on a damp cold floor. So, or they are having some consumption of some cold and raw foods. So this can lead to the coldness in the uterus, or it can further lead to the stagnation in the uterus and the genitals, and hence the indications are the symptoms will be like this. So the next point is that it can tonify and raise chi in the case of uterine prolapse. So if there is blood flow in a particular part of the body, if there is a rush of blood flow, then definitely the chi is going to raise, the chi is going to improve in that part, and hence the indication. So you can use along with CV6, ST36 and GV20, you can do also moxa at these points. So the next point is stomach 30, means chi chong, and which means penetrating chi. Now from the name itself you can understand that it is related to penetrating vessel. So let's understand that it is one penetrating vessel is one of the 8 extraordinary vessels, like what we discussed, the yang motility vessel in the stomach 1. So it has lot of function. It has it is of very much importance in our body, and especially we can see in case of lower abdomen. Okay, it's a very big meridian, but we are more concerned in the lower abdomen. So it has the influence of the penetrating vessel, and the stomach 30 both have the influence on the lower abdomen, and hence you can see the genitals and the uterus and menses. Similarly, what we saw in the other points, the indications are
this end. The other one is that if penetrating vessel is diseased, it can give rise to chi rebellion. The chi will go up, and it can also lead to acute abdominal disturbances. So if that thing happens, a syndrome known as running piglet chi syndrome can happen. Now, what is this syndrome? Now, due to some abdominal disturbance in the chi, okay, there is some chi disturbance in the abdomen. This can lead to chi rebellion with such a force that person may feel that he is about to die or somebody is choking his throat. So this point has a very good role and a significant role to play in this particular condition. I had a case around 2 years back. That patient visited me and was having exactly the same symptoms. He tried the other things as well. He was thinking of some ghost or spirit is attacking on his body, but he has tried a lot of the other things as well, but no results were there. So he reached me. I just gave, I think, 1 or 2 treatments to him, and after that he was absolutely fine. So it's been 2 years that no such episodes have again happened. So you have to, you need to have a good diagnosis, and then you can treat accordingly. So the next function of penetrating vessel, it is known as the point. It is the point of C of food. Now, because it is on the stomach channel and through food, you can understand it's related to stomach. So this point stimulates the stomach and spleen, and hence it can also tonify the chi of the whole body. The other function is that it also acts as a connection between the pre-heaven and the post-heaven chi. Now we have seen, as it is related to stomach and spleen, so it's related to post-heaven chi. Now let's see how it's related to pre-heaven chi. Now, because penetrating vessel originates between the 2 kidneys where the essence is placed, hence it is related to pre-heaven chi, and hence it is able to, the single point is able to tonify both the pre-heaven and the post-heaven chi. So in a nutshell, this point has a very big impact on the lower abdomen. So if you feel that you are unable to diagnose anything, and you want to just pick up a point in the lower abdomen, so this is the point to choose. Okay, it has such a big role to play. Thank you.